It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago, and it's 7 p.m. in the Big Apple, New York City. Hello, everybody. I'm MadDog DiSipio. This is What's the Buzz, America's Popcast. I'm joined by Amelia the Pitbull Chapman once again on a Wednesday night. What's that? It's been a crazy week this week, Amelia.
Yeah.
I'm glad she showed up tonight. And the other time I'm trying to get rid of you. Now I'm glad that you didn't walk off.
No, it's
I
been
have
a
a special
crazy week.
show tonight. What's that?
It's been a crazy week. We had to get our water heater inspected. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can. They won't let you in. You know, you spend all this money for a water heater. Then you
Mhm.
have to have somebody put it in. Then they got to inspect it. And if it's not done right, they got to take it out and put it back in again.
Yeah. Well,
Which
it
is
passed, so thank
stupid.
goodness.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Good. So you're legal now.
Yes.
So listen, we had it's been a really interesting week. Not always good. We had a great show Monday,
hmm
which is you always want a show like we did Monday. Then last night I was in a mood, I guess. Where maybe we both were. But
Probably.
I did something last night I don't normally do. My wife said we're going to sit down and watch the show. She goes, I want you to see something.
Mhm.
So because I don't watch the show. Once I'm done with the show, I don't watch it.
I don't either, really. Once in a while, I do to catch up on certain shows. I do. Yes.
Right. And I usually do older shows.
Me too.
Okay.
hmm
But when you and I finish the show, that's the last I see of it on the air. That's it. Last night I was quite frankly, I was an asshole last night. I was rough on you, tough on you. I was unfair to you. I treated you like caca. I ridiculed you, and I did something that I swore I would never ever do. I became a bully last night. I did. I became a bully, and we have a program here, folks, called "Be a Buddy, Not a Bully," and I broke my own rule. And it's right here. You guys know our program,
Yep.
Be a Buddy, Not a Bully campaign. Um, and I went ahead and cocked all over that last night. So I want to, in front of the world, I want to say, Amelia, I am sorry for treating you like shit last night. Don't You're not allowed to cry. So because I see what you're getting ready. I know I know
No,
this one.
I accept your apology.
Thank you. Thank you. It was just one of them nights where, I just had a night, you know?
We usually do. I mean, think about it. Things happen, and we are bullies sometimes. So, not usually to ourselves or other people, but we end up being bullies. And I get bullied a lot.
Yeah,
I
and I'm
understand.
not really a bully because when I was a kid, I was the one being bullied.
I was being bullied too, and as
You
an
know,
adult, I'm used to
got
it.
to remember, I'm short. I'm 5'3.5". Okay, I'm not even 5'4".
hmm
Um, I've been this tall since I was 12. And when I was 12, everybody thought I was going to be tall because I shot up, and that's where
Yeah.
I stayed.
Well, when I was younger, I thought I was gonna stay skinny, but hey, look at this.
I went through. Look, I'm still going through weight problems. I've gone from
hmm
96 pounds to 220 pounds, and
Yeah.
everything in between.
Well, mine was because I have thyroid issues, of course, having kids, and then stress, and then all this
Oh
stuff.
God, sure,
So it's just a lot.
absolutely. Well, listen. Here's the thing. I love having you on the show. You're really good at asking questions, which is that's your I. Because I was talking. My wife is my sounding board.
hmm
You know, when I lose my mind, my wife is the one I got to talk to.
You know what? I think it is a lot. It has to do with too is I'm not gonna say excuses, but ever since that COVID stuff and that COVID shot, I think it has a lot to do with it too.
It may.
You
I've
know,
definitely noticed behavioral differences in myself.
me, because
I'm a lot less. Even Anita has
hmm
noticed the thing. I'm a lot less. I'm a lot more in. What's the word? I'm less patient. I'm a lot more
hmm
impatient than I used to be.
yeah,
Like I snap at in a heartbeat anymore. Like
yeah,
last night, I was just snapping like crazy, and I want to apologize not only to our viewers but to you because you were the one getting the brunt of it. And on top of that, you ended up having a migraine attack or something, whatever
yeah.
the hell that was going on
At
last
the
night.
end of it, I was like, okay, what just happened here? He ended up giving me a migraine at the end of the show,
Yeah, yeah.
but I I was like, okay, all right, and I didn't get
I know we
angry.
worked. You've been with me for 3 years.
hmm
God, I got to get rid of you. No.
But see, nobody knew that that happened. I mean, I took it with a grain of salt. I was just okay, all right.
Yeah,
And the show ended, and that was it.
yeah. Um. So what we're going to do is this. As I said, we've got this show,
And
and
then you have a
then
show on the 26th of November to do.
you'll be joining me. We're doing a show about. It's called No Country for Old People. It's
And
about the.
people,
It's yeah. The show is about. It's actually a documentary that the filmmaker is going to be with us. Her name is Susie Singer Carter.
hmm
She directed this amazing documentary film called No Country for Old People.
that is
And
so.
it's a remarkable inside look at just how horrible nursing homes treat people.
Oh gosh, oh my gosh, yes. We had a person that
And
had cancer.
your husband went through this too.
Yeah, and there was a gentleman that had cancer that would come from a nursing home to get cancer treatments. And just the way that one of the nurses was fine, but one of the nurses that would bring him that had to stay with him, we could just see the way she treated him, like, be quiet. Or, I mean, it wasn't his fault he had a cough. Come on.
Yeah,
He wasn't
yeah,
bothering anybody. He had a mask on. Leave him alone.
yeah.
Oh my
Well, I
God.
mean, did you see yesterday? We saw this on the news yesterday or the day before.
hmm
There's a preschool in California that was giving sleeping patches to
Yes, I was telling
kids.
you about that.
Do you know
Remember?
about that? We're going to
Yes.
talk about that.
Yes.
What the hell is that? Doing this without the parents' consent, by the
One
way.
little girl brought it home to show her mother.
Yeah, that's how the kids.
Yes.
That's how the parents found out.
Yes.
What is this sleepy patch? It's called Sleepy Z.
Yeah, it's a little bitty. Is it purple or blue? I can't remember the
It's
color.
a little blue patch.
And she goes, "Look, mommy, look what they're giving me at school." And the
Yeah,
mom's like,
of
"What
course it's
the-"
got a little dinosaur on it
Yeah.
to make it look like it's for a kid.
Yes.
Well, come to find out is what it is. It's a melatonin patch,
Exactly.
and it
Imagine.
puts the kids to sleep.
Yes.
So the staff doesn't have to work.
No.
They sit around and play games on their cell phone all day while the
Exactly. They're like
kids
this
are.
the
And
whole time. Yeah.
And the guy that they interviewed, one of the fathers, got involved, and he goes, my kid was waking up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning every night. Couldn't understand why.
hmm
Then it dawned on what was happening is his kid was sleeping all day at
All day.
school,
Exactly.
and they were up all night. They had their day and night reversed.
Yes.
That's fucked up. But this movie, I want people to be aware of this movie. When it comes out, it will be on Netflix. It'll be on Tubi TV. It'll be everywhere. Amazon Prime. It's called No Country for Old People. Um, and we will have the director of that movie. She is a very, very highly sought after film director. Her name is Susie Singer Carter. She's been around a long time in the business, and this is a subject that's very close to her heart. We're going to talk to her on November the 26th, 2 days before Thanksgiving.
Yes,
And maybe we'll have something good to give thanks for.
absolutely.
Well, we already have one thing,
Mm.
our health. Donald Trump is president.
Yes. Thank goodness. for
Elon
that.
Musk is going to be in the White House, along with everybody else.
And the Republicans got the House.
Yeah, they got the White
Woo!
House and they got the Congress and the Senate.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's one thing I'm
Yep.
grateful for. And also to getting hot water finally. You don't know how grateful you don't have something when you miss it so much. You really don't.
Yeah, what they say, you don't know what you have till you don't have it no more.
Exactly. You don't. And one other thing too, it's like, you know, the hurricane season, thank goodness it's about to be over.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's another thing to be grateful for.
I know it's a little far away, but we got a special show coming up. We're going to revisit an old subject that's one of our favorites. We're going to have a special guest joining us in January.
Mm.
Alistair Cross will be here, one of our favorite horror and goth writers. Come to find out that Alistair is a big Black Dahlia fan.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
So, yeah, I'm surprised. Am I surprised? I am, but then again, I know Alistair, so I'm not real surprised. It's interesting because all these years later, even with what we know, even with all the speculation and the 4 shows that we did,
hmm
we still don't know who killed the Black Dahlia.
We don't.
We thought we did. We speculated that we did. So did 1,000 other shows.
Right.
Come to find out, we're no closer to solving that case than we were the first time around. Actually, we figured out the Zodiac case long before the Black Dahlia.
But let's see, you've solved 3 already, so you might be able to solve 4.
Well, it's not you say I solved them. I didn't really solve them. It's what I did was,
Well, let's
if
see
I
you
did,
do.
no, not really. So let me tell everybody what we're talking about. What I really did was I just asked questions that no one else asked. I put a fresh set of eyeballs on it.
Yeah.
That's all I did. See, here's the thing. Case in point, last night, William Desmond Taylor. You had all of these women having affairs with him. You had other women having affairs with other men. Okay, so that's an old story, okay?
Right.
But who was the one person in William Desmond Taylor's life that had the means, motive, opportunity, access to the gun, and access to Mary Minter's pajamas, her nightgown, actually? Who was the one person? Mary Minter's mother,
Yeah.
Charlotte Shelby.
Right.
She was the only person. That's how you narrow it down. It's like doing math. You
Right.
got to add, you got to subtract, you got to figure out who was there, who's got the motive. Okay, they got the motive. Do they have the opportunity? Could they get in and out? Okay. Did they have access to the murder weapon? Well, we found out, oh, yes, she did because it was her gun. Did she have access to the nightgown? Yeah, because it was her daughter's.
Right.
So she had all of the criteria in one person. And she was the only person in the entire William Desmond. I almost forgot his name.
Taylor. Yeah.
I was going to say William Demarest.
I know you forget so easily. So
Yeah. William Demarest, by the way, was an old film actor. He was on a show called My Three Sons, but still back from that period. But anyway, William Desmond Taylor um, was killed by a jealous lover. He was having an affair with a young girl. He was also having an affair with her mother.
Yeah.
The mother was jealous and was ready to send her daughter up the river for the murder that she committed.
Mm.
Because you said last night, would she really do that to her daughter? You bet your ass she would have.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Charlotte Shelby was so smitten by William Desmond Taylor, she would have sold her daughter to the highest bidder at that point. It wouldn't even mattered.
Jeez.
Yeah. So what else is going on?
Just thank goodness that well, let's see. Oh, one thing is that you know how you have a certain date set for something and then they say, okay, well, you have to have this test done. You have to have this test done.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff's surgery got moved up again.
What happened?
His surgery got moved up again.
They did it again. They moved it
Again.
again.
Uh-huh. Now it's not November 18th, it's December
When the
2nd.
hell is this poor guy going to get his freaking hip surgery?
Hopefully December
Amelia's
3rd
husband,
now.
Jeff, is the nice guy, but he's got some really serious health problems.
Yeah. December 3rd, hopefully.
That all go back, that all stem back to
The
a
nursing
nursing facility. Yes. And we're going to talk about that. Because he's still dealing with it now. He's got to have hip surgery, hip replacement surgery, because his hip is deteriorated.
Yes.
And now they keep moving the surgery. This is the third time already.
Yes.
The third or fourth?
The third because he has to have he had to have a pulmonary check, his heart
this is
check,
the third one. I know it was three or four, Mil.
Yeah.
I know it was 3 or 4. This is the third time they moved his surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man.
Yeah, because then we'll talk about it during the and have
During the show, yeah.
the show, but November 26th. But when you get a nursing home, it's also for the elderly. But when you go to a nursing home, you go in there for rehab as well because they have rehab for certain people in a certain like one part's rehab and one part's for the elderly.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get somebody to help you, they throw you on the bed. They don't just gently lay you on the bed. And sometimes that can hurt you. That can give you.
I've seen that where they do that with old people. They do it with children.
It's horrible.
People who work in that industry, they forget that the people you're dealing with are human beings.
They do.
They are not property. They're not commodity.
No.
They're not a hunk of meat. Okay. I saw a documentary some years ago about how people in Russia were treating the victims of Chernobyl. There was a nurse in that film I was watching that if I could have reached through the screen and killed her with my bare hands, I would have.
Yeah.
Yes. I wanted to choke the life out of her because she treated this baby like this baby was a piece of meat, like throwing her around. I thought to myself, where is this baby's mother? Where are the parents? That's my question that's going to be my question to when Susie joins us.
Yeah.
Where are the family members?
Yeah, because I think they can't just leave them there if they're a certain age. I think they have to have a parent stay there with them. I think 24.
At a certain age, they do. Yeah. I think what is it below
17,
under 16 or is it?
Yeah, I believe 16 or 17. And there was one nurse there, though, for the sake of this, I'm going to call her Anne. But Anne was the nicest one there. She always was there no matter what Jeff needed when he rang the bell. When it was her shift, she was always there for him, always, ask him if he needed anything, water or whatever, coffee. She would always bring him whatever, make sure he was comfortable. She was the one nurse that anybody on that floor could depend on. I wish there was more of her on there.
Yeah.
And when I got to see her again, when I worked at the cancer place, she would bring in this one patient, and that's the one that I was talking about before. Anytime I got to see her, I was like, oh my God, at least this patient with her is going to be treated nicely
Yeah.
whenever he came for cancer treatments.
I reached out today to the Jewish Community Center at Congregation Bethel in
Hmm.
Voorhees, New Jersey. We're going to do a show after the first of the year on why the world has become very anti-Semitic, including myself. By the way, I'll put myself in that because I've talked about it on the air about my dislike, distrust of the Jews. But I was honest with the woman and I told her, I want you guys to come on the show and I want to find out why the world has a problem with Jews.
Hmm.
You know, it's funny because if you are anti Semitic, everybody wants to choke you out. But let's say if you're anti Italian or you're anti British or you're
Right,
nobody says a damn thing. But God help you if you say something about the Jews.
right.
Why? What is it about? Why are we supposed to like the Jews? What if I don't like the Jews? If I don't like them, I don't like them. Tell me why I should.
Right.
Give me make me understand why the Jewish people are so divisive
Just
to
like,
the rest of the world. I
right.
invited this person on. I'm
And,
still waiting to hear back.
well, just like
I'm
me,
sure they have
why?
to go through the rabbi,
Hmm.
for approval.
Right.
But here's the way I'm going to look at it. I'm going to take if they answer yes, that's my answer. Okay. But if they don't answer me, I'm going to assume,
That's your answer.
as I should, that they're either afraid to come on and talk about it or they're ignoring the issue. Either way is an open door for me to jump all over them because
Absolutely.
they're leaving the door open. You know,
Well, just like,
I have look, and I'll be very honest with people. I have struggled, and I mean to tell you. You want to talk about confession time? This is confession time. I have struggled spiritually my entire life. When I tell you, my entire life. Why? Because I have a gift that many people say is demonic.
mm,
But Kenneth Schopel, who's been on our show 5 times, says that my gift is of God. Because Kenneth Schopel wrote 5 books about the subject. Okay. And nobody can dispute him.
right.
So he's a pretty good guy to have on your side. On the other hand, the world has certain preconceived ideas about people like me who have certain gifts. All right, so I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. I have problems with both of them, but
Right.
that makes me perfect. You know why?
What?
Because I don't walk on water,
No.
because I don't heal anybody, because I'm not afraid to ask questions, and God will not smite you down for asking a question.
Right.
He might smite you down for being stupid.
Right.
If that's the case, then I
Then
got
I'm
one
being
coming.
smitten down quite a bit.
And you know, but
But
no, but here's the. I'm on a serious note though. I think that God would rather have us fight and argue with him than to ignore him.
yeah, I've argued with him before. Like, why'd you take my cousin? Things like that. Because he was only 22. But you know, like they say, he won't
And
give us
then
anything we
then it
can't
brings
handle.
me back to, and that's exactly where you're going with it. Exactly, it's exactly where you're going. It brings me back to that point, like asking questions again,
Hmm.
because you go right back to asking questions again.
Yeah.
So, and I understand that, and it's doesn't make it. How do I want to say? It doesn't satisfy the question.
Right.
You know, it doesn't satisfy the question. Give me an answer one way or the other, or tell me to shut up or whatever.
Exactly. Like, please just help me.
You
Do
know,
something.
I'm
Give me an answer.
trying to understand, and if I'm, yeah, well, I'm one of those guys. I will never shut up. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm never going to shut up asking questions. I will never, ever, ever stop fighting for free speech. Never.
Right.
No one will shut me down in that regard. Okay.
Right.
So that as the jumping off point should tell, the spirit world everything they need to know. I'm not perfect. I'm going to keep asking questions. I'm going to fight for what I think is right. And I'm going to point out injustice when I think it's there.
Right.
And I think that the Jews are being uh, um, overly, I don't want to, what's the word I want to use? I think they're being given too much credit for things they didn't do and not enough credit for things they did do. And let's remember, it was the Jews that killed Jesus. And by the way, Jesus was a Jew.
Right.
Okay. So I might have a problem with that.
Yeah. Just like I have a problem
But
with.
I'm the bad guy. Okay.
Right.
I'm the bad guy.
Just like you think I'm the
Right.
bad
Why
person.
am I the bad guy, Amelia?
You're not. You're just wanting to ask questions and find out, why
That's
should we do
you
that?
just answered the question.
Yeah.
You just answered the question. I'm the bad guy because I'm asking questions. That's why.
No, but you're not because just think about it. Am I a bad person for not thinking
No,
that?
and that's exactly you're going right there. Yep. Go ahead.
For
You're on a
thinking,
roll. I ain't going to stop you now.
I don't really trust people from Iraq and Iran. And does that make me a bad person?
Not
No,
at all.
because I don't trust them.
You got good reason not to trust them.
Because I see them here all the time at a grocery store.
You got good reason not to trust them.
And they look at me weird, and I'm like, "Excuse me, I'm not doing nothing to you. Why are you looking at me like that?"
I get
You
you.
know, they
I
get they
get it.
give me
Oh,
this
somebody's
ugly
with us
look.
in the chat. Who's here? Oh, Leon Rosie. If God hated stupid, 90% of us would be dead. No shit, brother.
And, and
Oh
then look
man,
at
I'm
me
gonna. You
for
know what, Leon? Guess what, brother? I'm gonna save that comment.
exactly.
I'm gonna put a star on that one. I just starred Leon. You
Oh,
can't see
he
this, but
got a
I
he
just
got
starred
a
your
star,
comment. I did. I just put a star on Leon's
and
comment.
I
If
just
God
don't.
hated stupid, 90% of us would be dead. No
And I
shit.
want to tell people that with your gift that you have, you've helped me out a couple of times out, and I'm gonna admit it. With your
Me?
yes,
I helped you?
yes, you did.
Well, I thought last night my wife was going to kill me for hollering at you.
Oh no, 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 not that. Your gift that you have, your spiritual gift, what
Oh,
because
and I do that. Look, and here's the thing I
no, because
do
I
that
was
for
scared to
people
death.
who
I
need it.
didn't know what was going on around me. Remember?
I remember I do that for people
Yeah,
that if I can help you, I'm going to help you.
because you said
You
something's
know?
around me, and I said, "Oh my gosh, what do you see?" And I didn't tell you
Yeah.
what was
Well,
around
no,
me.
but that's the whole point is that,
Yeah.
I feel it before you tell me. That's
Mhm.
the whole point about it.
And I thank you for that because I didn't know what
Well,
was
you're
going on.
welcome. You're welcome.
And so see, people, he
We
doesn't do it for
have
evil. He does it for good. And he helped me, and he got rid
I
of what
gotta
was
get
around me.
Pastor Steve on the show. I don't know if this is Pastor Steve Kwakowski. We call him the
Yeah, he's
Rowdy
gonna
Rev.
be on with us a few
I
shows
gotta
starting at the
get
beginning of the year.
Pastor Steve on it. He loves coming on here.
Hmm.
When Steve comes on here,
He
he's
gets
my nephew,
rowdy.
by the way. My nephew Steve. When he comes on here, But I'm not his real uncle, but I've known him since he was
A
like
little kid.
5, 6.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Uncle Ange. I grew up as
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Angelo, and he still calls me Unc.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Unc, when he comes on the show.
Yeah.
Um, even at church, which I got to get back to church too. But here's the thing: we got some changes coming to the show, and I want to reflect a new attitude. I want to reflect a new presence on the show with new graphics, a new title. Amelia and I will still be here. We're going to ask a lot more questions. We're going to dig deeper. We're going to open up some rabbit holes
Oh, I
because
like that
we
idea.
like to do that. We like to open up like 12 rabbit holes and jump down all of them
I do that.
because she's good at that. Amelia's real good at opening up rabbit holes, and I gotta tell her sometimes, one hole at a time, there, girl.
I can't help it. There's so many
I
questions.
know, especially when you're getting into like the conspiracy shit.
I know there's too many questions because you ask one question,
Oh,
I'm
I
like, but I
know.
have five more because of that one.
I think,
Mhm.
and I'm going to say this now, because Donald Trump will be sworn in as president in January.
I can't
Lord,
wait.
Lord willing, and everything goes well, and we pray God's blessing on President Trump
They better have
and
bulletproof
and
glass all
President
around.
Biden and Kamala Harris. We, of course, look,
Bye
we're
bye.
going to be fair. We don't want to leave anybody out,
Yeah.
but I think after President Trump is sworn in, we need to jump down the rabbit hole again of why we saw so many Joe Bidens.
That's a good one. I'm gonna write that
And
down.
I think I know the answer because I saw a little glimpse of it the other day. I saw a little glimpse of it the other day when President Biden and President Trump were together, and um, a bunch of the big powerful people were there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't want to say nothing just yet,
Right.
but I want to when we do the show, I'm going to tell everybody, I'm going to tell the world what I think happened. Because like I said, I saw a little glimpse of it the other day, and I went, maybe that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why we saw so many
The
Joes.
beginning of the year is when we'll do all of that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. What do you want to do? You got any particular like Amelia favorite subjects? I
Oh
never
yeah.
asked you that.
Yeah, the what we were talking about yesterday because we were, asking the audience and things like that is messages from heaven is my favorite subject
Her
because
favorite one. She's been talking about this
yes,
both.
because I've had a lot, come through lately and not just lately, but the past year or so when I
Yeah,
quit that one horrible job that I had quite a while ago. And I
yeah,
think that was my message to say, get out of here because your mental state is at stake. So I
yeah.
finally did, and I
Messages
forgive
from
myself.
Heaven is a great one.
Hmm. And I know a lot of
Um,
people probably have had that happen to them. And if you have, we want to hear from you as well in the chat. Tell us your experience a little bit. If we can, we'll talk about it. But we'll going to talk about a little bit more with me and Mad Dog as
yeah.
well, and other things too that we want to. We're going to do a lot of conspiracy shows as well. So
And we are going to revisit some older shows. When I say revisit, we're going to take a fresh look at some older, like for example, I mentioned
fresh
earlier,
eyes at it.
like
Yeah.
the Dahlia, the Black Dahlia, Alistair Cross will be here. We're going to see now that's a fresh set of eyes
Yes.
for us.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last time we did the Black Dahlia was probably,
To a year and
oh
a half
God,
or so.
2 years ago at least. Yeah.
What about you? I never asked you if you wanted to any shows that you wanted to.
Yeah. I want to do a show because it's funny. I saw a guy who looked like me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I want to do a show on doppelgangers. Do you know what the word
Okay.
doppelganger means?
Yeah, yeah, like a lookalike.
It means ghost image.
Oh wow. Jeff saw his.
And there's a reason they call it ghost image.
Hmm.
The rumor, the legend is
Hmm.
that if you see your doppelganger, that you'll die, and
Wow.
he'll take over your life.
Wow. Jeff saw his
That's
already.
that's the rumor.
Mm.
Now, is it true? I don't know. You know, um, is it? Does it sound like a good rumor? It sounds like something somebody would make up.
Yeah, I think
You
so.
know,
Because that was about maybe 12, 15 years ago.
really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Doppelgangers are interesting because they say that everybody in the world has a look-alike. And we know this to be true. How many times have we done? I'll give you a perfect example. A perfect example. We did a show. Amelia, you'll remember this one.
Mhm.
We did a show about celebrity lookalikes.
Yes.
We had people on here. You couldn't tell. I said to Amelia, which one's the real person? She couldn't tell.
No.
I had a guy that looked so much like Gordon Ramsay.
Yes.
You would have thought it was Gordon Ramsay.
And I got it wrong too. I was like, I got
And
that
you got
wrong.
it wrong too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I
I
think I
said,
got
Amelia,
what
who's that? She
three.
said Gordon Ramsay. I said, no, he's not.
I got what, three right out of what, 20 that you showed us?
Probably, yeah, at least 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you got three or four right. I think I gave you credit for a couple that you didn't get. But
Right.
anyway.
Yeah, because they look
Um,
so much alike you couldn't even tell. I mean, it was hard to tell.
well, here's the thing though. If we Here's the question I have,
Hmm.
and it's a serious question. If we all have a look-alike, a doppelganger, why? What's the purpose of having someone who looks like you? What's the reason why? Okay, here you go.
God, that's a question for
Now,
you.
wait a minute. Now, here you go. Now, wait a minute now. Because it's not just, you expect people that are related
Right,
to look
exactly.
alike, like twins, okay?
Exactly, like
Or
twins,
brother and
triplets.
sister, okay?
Right.
What about people that have no connection to each other who look identical? Remember the two guys that we saw? They were both baseball players,
Mhm.
both the same size, both the same eye color, same hair, same way. They did their hair the same way,
Right.
the
Uh-huh.
same height, same weight, identical to each other, identical. Both of them, and both of them were professional baseball players. And they had no idea of each other. They never even met each other. And when they finally met, they were like, oh shit. To the point where they had blood tests done to see if they were related, and they were not even close to related. Not even close.
Hmm.
Nothing was alike in the blood work.
Hmm.
Nothing. But they looked so much. I'll give you another one.
Hmm.
You know who Will Farrell is, right?
Yes, I do.
There's a drummer for a major rock band. Okay. And I'm gonna pull it up for you in a minute. Um, because you're gonna talk to the people by yourself for a couple
I'm gonna
seconds.
talk to the people for a second
But
moment.
I'm gonna pull this up, I'm gonna show you because you're gonna like, think I'm crazy. All right. So listen, talk to the people, and I'll be back.
Okay. All righty. I will. Well, okay, so we're going to be talking, like I said, about conspiracy shows coming in the beginning of the year. So I was wondering, we were wondering, what other shows you guys would like to for us to do. You can email us at what'sthebuzz@gmail.com and let us know. And or you can of course join our chats when we do our live shows and let us know as well what kind of shows you'd like to do. But am really wanting to do messages from heaven because I've had some experiences during the jobs or here at home, or even when I'm just walking around. I've got messages either close to my birthday or close to the holidays, or just something when it's close to a relative's holiday or when they've passed. Something that I've seen that really close that I've known, like dragonflies. I heard something like that, and usually they don't get real close to me, but my uncle recently passed away and it was his birthday, and I got a dragonfly that I got so close to me, and I heard that that's a spiritual thing. And I know that was my uncle because when I was growing up, he used to come to our house, like him and his wife, my aunt, and she's a bake pie and things like that. We get together, and uh, I was so close to him and my dad. They were real close brothers, and so anyway, the dragonfly come to visit me around his birthday or the day he close to the day he passed, and I feel like that was my uncle coming to see me and tell me hi. And so things like that come, or even like feathers, things like that would come, on the ground. So anything like that. That's why I want to do that show.
Your uncle, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Check this out, Mel. And I found what I was looking for. Check
Cool.
this out. Let's see. Here we go.
Oh wow.
Look at this. Both of them were on the Tonight Show. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Watch this. It gets better. That's Will Ferrell and his lookalike.
Oh wow.
And his lookalike plays drums for a band called Blink 182 or something. Blink 180, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't follow music.
Yeah.
But look at them.
That's identical.
They look like twins.
Yeah.
Okay? Take a look. Now, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Which one's Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell's the one on the left.
The one on the right.
Really?
Yeah, he is. That me.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
He's the one on the right.
I thought he was the one on the left because of the way he's looking at the camera.
Nope.
Wow.
The guy on the left over here is the drummer. Will Ferrell's on the right.
Wow.
But over here, Will is on the right and the drummer's on the left.
The way
Isn't that
he's
crazy?
looking at the camera.
That's what we're talking about. That's a doppelganger.
Wow.
That's
I
a
lost that one.
What's that?
I lost that one.
Again. It's all right.
But it looks
you'll get a chance to redeem yourself.
But it looked like him because of the way he was looking at the camera, though.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Because he's looking at it straight. But
yeah, just like, yeah.
But here's the thing, though. When people are even just sitting a certain way will change your appearance.
It does, yeah. Because see, when Jeff saw his, the guy was wearing blonde. The guy had blonde hair, like about shoulder length.
Leon's got one. Resurrection Mary would be a great show. Leon, give me a little more, like a heads up. Resurrection Mary would be a great show. I don't quite understand or follow what you're saying. Resurrection, huh? I get what resurrection is. I know what that is.
Right.
Resurrection Mary. You mean like the Mary at the resurrection, or? Because then that's another thing. There are a lot of people don't believe that Jesus rose from the dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I happen to believe he did, because I believe the Shroud of Turin. But then again, let's remember the devil is capable of miracles too.
Mm-hmm. So you think that he probably was taken to that tomb and put in the shroud?
I think that he may have been taken and hidden because there was a bounty on his body. They already know that people tried to steal his body.
Right.
So Joseph of Arimathea donated his tomb to Jesus, and that's where all this happened.
Right.
Do I believe that Jesus really rose from? Yeah, I really do believe that. Does it sound crazy? It does, but you know what?
Right.
Jesus was not a normal person.
Right. Exactly.
Jesus was God, and could God do that? Yeah, God could do whatever He wants.
Mhm.
Um, we're
And
going to get into that. We got to bring Pastor Steve back
yeah,
for that
and
because
you know
he's
that,
got like all kinds of.
and
In,
that crown that they have supposedly have. I'm gonna say supposedly because I don't believe that's his crown.
what's that? You know?
The Jesus's crown that they're saying that they have. I
Oh,
don't
the
believe
crown of
it.
no, it's not.
I
It's
don't.
not real.
It's
Uh-uh.
not because
They, the crown of thorns. It's an interesting story about this because if you follow the history, there are actually two.
mhm,
Both claim to.
both claim
I
to
don't
be
know
the
how they.
real
Yeah,
one.
both claim to be the original. Okay,
Right.
so only look. They're either both real or they're both fake.
hmm
Okay. Oh,
Or
Chicago Ghost. I know what you're talking
or a
about.
replica because don't you think that it would deteriorate by now?
Oh, well, it would be well gone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like way gone.
hmm
It would it would be dust. What you're
Exactly. It'll all
talking
just be
about.
all like yeah.
Remember something though. You're talking about thorns. Okay, rose thorns.
Yeah.
It's a natural plant,
Oh, trust me, I had to take some
and
off
they're
of
going.
roses.
It will dry up and it will decay and it will
Yeah.
become nothing
Yes.
unless by some miracle.
Miracle.
Unless by some miracle, the crown of thorns were preserved or protected, and they may have been. I don't know.
hmm
But I have a real hard time believing
hmm
that that they lasted this long.
Right. Right.
A ghost at Resurrection Cemetery near a, okay. We're going to look into that, Leon. Resurrection Cemetery. I want to write that down, yo. Resurrection Cemetery in Chicago. How about that?
Hmm. He said that he's being a detective again tonight.
Mary, huh? So what, like Leon, Mary is the ghost? Mary the ghost. I'm going to put that. Mary the
He's
ghost.
being a good
We
detective. Thank
love
you,
doing
Leon.
this kind of stuff on the air
Yeah.
because this is what Amelia and I do off the air. We talk about like, what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Now
Oh, we
it's
get
nice
stuck.
asking our people because especially Leon and Rose, because Leon's here every show.
Well, I was asking them that as well while you were looking for that picture, see what if they wanted to, what kind of shows they want to do, to email us as well, and of course the
Right.
official I was wanting to do,
Good.
and yeah, I was like telling them about that dragonfly too. It was weird because it followed me every time my uncle passed away or his birthday, which is weird.
Yeah, I'll tell you who else is with you too. Our
hmm
friend Charlie.
Yes.
Charlie's definitely with you.
Yeah, I keep seeing him. I saw him in the corner of my eye during that job that I was telling you that I wasn't really happy at, that had my mental health at stake.
Yeah, I remember. Well, at least you know Charlie's looking out for you.
Yeah.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we say goodnight to everybody? And why don't we do this? We're going to put out in fact Amelia's going to do it. Amelia's going to put a poll
hmm
on our because you know how to do them. Amelia's going to put a poll on our Facebook. What shows would you like to see, and give them a list? You know,
Yes.
and we'll do like here you go, Mel. We'll do the Black Dahlia.
Yes.
We'll do the Shroud of Turin. We'll do the Resurrection of Jesus. We'll do. Let's see what else.
Like religious, like
Yeah,
hauntings.
doppelgangers.
Mhm.
Would do what?
Like religious, doppelgangers and hauntings, things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
All different shows. Subjects.
Yes. Hmm.
All right, well, like 8 or 10 of them up. Um, so in the meantime, what else we got going on? Is that it?
That's it
Leon
until
and
the
Rosie, what are you
26th.
guys doing this weekend? My boy Leon, what are you doing this weekend, Leon? Besides getting Rosie in trouble
Uh-oh.
and smoking your weed, Leon's a trip. He likes to get high with his girlfriend. Anyway, he's a character.
Yeah.
Just a Chicago suburb. Let's see. Justice, Illinois. Justice, Illinois. Okay, so it's in Justice, not Chicago.
Ah.
Outside of Chicago. Okay, I got that. Um.
It's a good start right there. We can know. We
So
know.
Leon, are you and Rosie? You going out, or what are you doing? Justice, Illinois. I didn't know there was a Justice, Illinois.
Yeah, I know it's weird. It's like certain towns here in Florida is certain towns like in Texas. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to say goodnight to everybody. So thank you for putting up with my craziness last night. I can't do the show without you. You know, you're like a hemorrhoid. You're hard to get rid of.
Thanks a lot.
Mary, she's a ghostly hitchhiker. Wait a
Oh,
minute. I know what he's talking about.
ooh, that sounds like a good
I
one.
know what he's talking about. I know the legend of, they call her, there's a lot of, they call her Resurrection Mary, but they call her Highway Mary. It's a highway, what is it?
Ooh,
The fuck the
that
name's that highway?
that
But
sounds
they
like a
call her
good one.
Highway something. Oh, damn. Highway Mary or some shit like that. Whatever the
Like the
hell.
lady in white. Ooh.
Oh, the lady in white is a whole different story.
Ooh,
That's a whole nother
that sounds
story.
like a
That
good
one.
one too.
Do you know the story about the lady in white?
No, but I've heard that you can see her sometimes in certain highways.
The lady in well, no, the original story of the lady in white happened at a lake.
Oh.
Yeah, the lady in white comes out of the lake because she's looking for her children that drowned.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a sad story. It really is.
Sounds like the
There's
Llorona
actually a
story.
movie.
La Llorona, you mean?
There's no, listen to me.
Uh,
There's actually a movie called The Lady in White,
oh.
and it's the story of this woman.
Oh.
Look, and now I'm going to find it for you
It's
right now.
sad.
I'm going to tell you right now where you can find it. I'm going to ask Mr. Google, where can I find The Lady in White? Where can I find The Lady in White film?
Yeah, you gotta be specific with Google.
There you go. Yeah. Here you go. YouTube, Pluto TV, Tubi TV, Fandango, Amazon Prime.
Ah.
The Lady in White, 1988. It was either go, Amelia. Think I'm
Oh.
kidding? It's
Oh
right
wow.
there.
Oh cool.
The
I'm gonna be
Lady in
watching
White.
that
Yeah.
after all then.
And it's
Oh,
got a hell of a cast.
I think he answered your question about what he's gonna be doing this weekend.
Oh, what's he going to do? Get high?
Nope, not much. He says.
Oh, not much of staying in. Okay. Well, good
Mhm.
for you. Oh, you're broke this weekend. Okay. Amelia, remind me to send Leon some money. Leon, we're going to take up a collection and send you a couple bucks, brother. The show will send you something. All right, Amelia,
Yes,
what else we got going on? Is that it?
that's it. We're gonna be probably
That's
showing
it,
some
kid.
reruns doing between now and the 26th, and then after 26th, we'll be showing some reruns as well until the new year.
All right. Well, listen, On behalf of Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman, I am MadDog DiSipio. This is What's the Buzz, America's podcast, and we will see you, Lord willing, in the creek don't rise. We will see you Monday for another brand new episode of What's the Buzz, America's podcast. Take care, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.